What's like your first initial just impression?
I like it. It makes me laugh. It reminds me of Disney cartoon figures.
Ninja Turtles. Whimsical.
They were either dancing because they won the lottery or inherited a lot of money.
Can money buy happiness?
No.
No. But you just said that you would be happy if we gave you a lot of money.
Oh, because I'm happy, and what would make me a little happier is to have a little more money so I can play more.
If you come to it with X idea, it can make you happy. If you come to it with Y idea, you can make the world miserable. So.
You don't think money has an animal power to it?
Again, that's what you come to it with.
Oh, yeah.
You can be a Koch brother, or you can be a Carnegie at the end of his life or something.
If you're unhappy to begin with and somebody dumps money in your lap, there's going to come the time when you find out that the money isn't what makes you happy, it's what's happening in here.
So why do people fill out those publisher clearinghouse?
False hope.
False hope.
Yeah, I think they live on false hope.
I think life is tough, and in that toughness, you can lose your inner happiness. So when times are hard, it's really hard to be happy. So I'll buy a lottery ticket or play publisher, which I do too. You need a bit of magic to make it through tough, because it's so hard to know how to be happy when it's tough, and most people don't know how to do that.
And it seems like a lot of us maintain a sort of constant fantasy level of like, oh, if I had a big bag of money, I'd do all this stuff. And it almost seems like we need that fantasy level to function on the other levels. I mean, to me, looking at it, I almost think of the Statue of Liberty.
Okay.
What if this is an alternative Statue of Liberty, where all of the immigrants come by and, isn't on some level this the American dream, the get rich quick, real? Is it good for us? Is it bad for us? Is it a lie?
I think a lot of people today are really disillusioned. In Americans now, anybody with an income of less than $150,000 a year has not progressed in the last 10 years, in fact. Whereas those people in the top 1 to 3% have got over a 300% increase in wealth. And they also control most of the wealth, where the majority of the people control nothing. I mean, we're lucky to control our lives compared to the people with real wealth.
They think that the myth is, you've got to do it yourself.
Yeah, I got mine. You get yours.
Mm-hmm. Well, but what it is, they're people who don't have theirs yet.
I know.
Yeah.
No.
So, but they have completely bought the myth.
There have actually been a few interesting studies done on the relationship between money and happiness. And they found that having more money makes you more happy up until about $75,000 a year. And then beyond that, it has no effect on your happiness. And so it seems to me like maybe we should try to arrange a society where everyone gets $75,000 a year. Which is actually, if we've got more than enough wealth to make that happen. When I hear money can't buy happiness, I sort of feel like that should be true. That's what I should believe, that these things are independent. But I wonder if that's part of the myth that I have to believe, because it makes not having money more bearable.
You always feel this huge responsibility, and to have some kind of freedom from where's the next, bill going to be paid from would be certainly very nice. The other thing too you oftentimes think about is it would be great if you could pay off the house, and then you'd have a whole lot of weight off your shoulders, so to speak.
75% of Americans have some kind of debt, and the 25% who don't are clumped at the top and the bottom. Would anyone keep doing the job they're doing now if I just gave you $75,000 to do whatever you want? Or the job that you used to do? What?
Yeah, I would.
You would?
It's like, it almost seems like the paycheck's coincidental. Right. Or something like that. Because I love what I do so much.
When surveys are done, something like 80% of the people say they hate their job. We're supposed to be the land of the free, yet we're spending 40 hours, or let's be honest, like 50 or 60 hours a week, doing something we hate. It seems to me like, you know, every politician I hear says, whatever problems we've got, the answer is more jobs. Let's get more jobs. And to me, it seems like if 80% of people hate their jobs, we should rethink jobs. Like why is, it almost feels like if we're going to examine the ideologies that, you know, the lies we have to tell ourselves in order to make our economy function, one of these potential lies is this idea that jobs have this magic value. If you were to chart worker productivity after World War II, it creeps up at like a 45-degree angle every year. We're working more efficiently, we're producing more value with our work. Many of us are working longer than people in previous years had to work. But then if you chart worker pay, adjusted for inflation, it keeps going up about the same rate as productivity until the late 70s. Then it flatlines. After 2000, it's been going down. So we're working more, we're producing more value in our work, we're more valuable workers, but we're not getting any of that value in our paycheck. And coincidentally, if worker compensation kept pace with productivity, median income would be roughly $75,000 a year. So my favorite art historian said that if you want to understand a picture, you need to take its pose. And so he'd show us a painting, and then he'd get some students up, and we'd arrange ourselves like the painting. A lot of times we'd realize things are actually much more intimate than they appear. And so I thought it'd be nice to sort of recreate the free money thing. And I did bring my sack here, so if you wouldn't mind emptying your wallets, any jewelry, any valuable things, you can put it right in here. I'll celebrate. I think we'll all gain some insight.
I like your sense of humor.
Now why isn't anybody doing it?
I'm not going to give you what I've worked hard to get,
Why not?
because it's mine and I had to work hard for it. You can't have it.
Now maybe if I had some kind of like weapon, I could make you give me.
Well, that's possible, but
What I'm getting at is I wonder if money is just ultimately, like the value of money is just this worthless piece of paper that we trade around. But that ultimately it's backed up only a couple degrees by violence.
The lottery is voluntary, isn't it? I mean, if they won the lottery, enough people bought a $1 ticket, a $2 ticket.
Yeah, I'm not sure that the lottery is a free choice. If you look at who plays the lottery, it's, you might find some rich people who go to Vegas on a vacation and do it for sport, but it seems like it's a function of poverty, which is this large aggregate of low-grade violence.